trains. And here we go! Hey guys, welcome back to another gaming video. Today we're going to be playing Rails Unlimited. Now, Rails Unlimited is essentially just a train simulator game. And there's a new update where if you go onto this little train icon, you see all the trains. However, there is a random little bar thing. Now, this will give your train a random paint scheme. Now, right now, only 2 trains have it, and it's only 2 different paint schemes. So we're going to go to Premium and check out the first train. Now, this is the Blue Streak from the USA collection. Now, I already bought this with Robux, and all these trains cost Robux in this little area. And it has the random icon next to it. So we're going to select that and spawn at Pinewood Track 1. And we'll see if we got the skin. And indeed we did. This is the Amtrak Anniversary Train, 1971 to 2011. So my thoughts on this skin is very high. I really like the skin. It used to be a Robux train, but now it's, it's still a Robux train, but at least you don't have to pay for a whole different pack. And as you can see, we can go straight through other trains, which means that trolling people will not be able to derail you. There's also train stations, and it looks like this one is incredibly busy because there are a lot of people. We're gonna just hope that this guy is passing through. And since it's daytime, you can now see the livery a lot better. We're gonna wait for this guy since he's at the station. You can also switch tracks and go through people that will not derail another engine. And this is the exclusive paint scheme in all its glory. And this is the other one. You can see they really are trying to avoid the Amtrak copyright thing. And we have the old style, surprisingly, baggage cars, even though the new style ones have been here for an incredibly long time. We're just gonna pull up into the platform. And we have Superliner coaches, a sleeper, regular coach car, a observation, and a couple more sleepers and normal ones. And here's a CSX engine, but in this game they call it CCX. And yeah, this is Orion. It's a pretty small station, but it gets the job done. There's little ticket booths and trash cans and seats. A high-speed line where engines can fly down the line. There are lights, so when it's nighttime you can see. And yeah, so let's leave the station and we're gonna head to, where should we head? There's a big map, so you probably will not get bored. And soon there's going to be a major overhaul to the game where they're going to add a lot more scenery. So we're going to head to Caleflee. To get to Caleflee, we got to go through Pinewood. Or, we got to go through, what's this station called? Frontier. We got to go through Frontier first. Here's a railroad crossing, and on this flat straightaway we can really get up to full speed. Crossing gates ding and light up. And here is Frontier. It's a bigger station. It has all these tracks connecting to it, sort of like Knapford. But all those tracks then switch down to one line. And we're now entering the desert area. It is extremely noticeable, the line. But again, once this scenery update comes in, it should look a lot better. For now, we just have these sandy mountains and whatever these are, rock formations. And we also have lines that go absolutely nowhere. We are out of the desert, and now we're in the more countryside area with PNG trees and mountains in the background. A little town and a little statue. And why don't we stop at Memorial Fields to see how good the braking is. Now, unlike real-life trains, this engine can stop extremely quickly. We went from 100 and now we're already at 65, 50, 40, 30. W is power forward. Idle, if you press Z, that's idle. And braking is S. And here's Memorial Fields. We're going to stop, make sure we get all of our coaches into the platform, and admire the train station. It says, for your safety, please remain behind the white line, or else trains may eat you and will make them sick. The developers have a sense of humor, obviously. Oh, and another AmRail engine just went by. That was an E60, which I saw in Pennsylvania. Anyway, our passengers are probably all on board and disembarked because we're horrible train drivers. And let's continue. One feature that is in this game, which was added a few months ago, is the ability to derail your train, and it looks fairly realistic. If we just switch the track, and then switch it again, we have derailed? Let's do it up here. It'll probably be easier to derail since we're gonna go sideways. And here we go! And we just fly off the rails in a very realistic manner. This is also a time that I can show you all the features. Here's the driver's view. Obviously we're on our side. Passenger view, door view. Alright, what's going on? And scenic view, which can allow you to see everything. If you go into driver's view and then click off, it brings you to the normal view, so we can see this wreck in more detail. Obviously, he could clear the line if this was real life, but he obviously would not be able to. The train is completely derailed, and the passengers are going to have to pay for new tickets. And we're causing a severe traffic jam. Great. So now we can pick another train, and there's a default train that has the random texture. But first I want to look at Coastal Cadillac, as it was recently added. We're going to spawn at Calefleet Track 1 this time. And here it is. It has Pro Rail Quantity, obviously spoofing the Conrail quality. Conrail is no longer in existence, but we can always use these as our Conrail trains. And because it's nighttime, it's hard to see, but I can roughly see some auto rack carriers. I'm not sure how realistic this is, but I'm sure that Conrail probably had a few auto racks being carried. And we're gonna go straight this time, and we're gonna go to Westerstad. This area of the map, where next to Brenton, that's more the British side of the map. And oh, the signals do work, if I didn't mention that already. Turning the brightness up because it's incredibly hard to see. Here we are at Westerstad. It's very incomplete. This whole map is kind of incomplete, but that's not really the point. We have a rail fan. People really like to just sit by the tracks and watch the trains go by as if they're rail fanning, which I think is pretty cool. I definitely do it from time to time. And here we are, the Breton? Yeah, Breton. It's not really a station, so I won't really stop. And I also have freight, so I don't have any passengers. But yeah, I think we've seen enough of this engine. Let's get rid of it. And now we're gonna spawn the Desert King, another random engine. This time we'll spawn it at, Westerstad, track 1. So now we shall go. And it looks like we did get the exclusive paint scheme. It took a few tries, but we finally have it. There's also another engine to back us up. We don't have that many cars, but that would lag the game out if everyone had like 20 cars. So yeah, let's get moving. We're coming back to Memorial Fields, but this time I'm gonna change the tracks so that we take a quicker route. We're gonna go to Frontier. We're gonna go to Frontier. Don't worry, I swear I know these names, but I don't memorize them, so there's that. I'll give my thoughts on the paint scheme, because this is a very straight track. I really like the blue and the white, as this is a custom-made paint scheme. This isn't anything from real life. At least I don't think it is. There is blue and the white streak, it's nice. And the second locomotive is also new, I believe. To my knowledge, that looks like black. Again, it's super dark, so it could be like chrome or something. But yeah, this is a also nice paint scheme. They're the same locomotives, but I mean, that's cool. One small gripe with the game that I have is that freight trains only have 5 or 6 cars, and that's it. Of course, this will be rectified in Phase 4 or the Scenic update, where Consist Manager will be added. But still, I kind of wish we had a few more freight cars, as this is supposed to be a long freight train. Over there you can see the high-speed line. The road goes over it. And one thing about the high-speed line is you can floor it all you want, but this turn will not allow you to go anywhere above 110 miles an hour. So that's something to keep in mind. And, well, here we are, Frontier. This will be it for today's video. If you liked it, well, obviously leave a like, because that lets me know that I should keep doing these. And let me know what kind of games you want me to play, because, well, obviously I want to do things that you guys want me to do. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe, because why wouldn't you? It's free to do.